This is a story I came across on Reddit, and I thought it might interest you. In light of the recent headlines and growing discussions about possible visitors to our planet from beyond Earth, stories like this feel especially relevant. The person who wrote it claims to have had lifelong experiences with the Greys, the beings often described in alien abduction reports, beginning with their young son's terrifying encounters at just 3 years old. As the story unfolds, it moves from what seemed like a child's nightmare into something much stranger and harder to dismiss. Whether you believe in alien contact or not, I wanted to share this story with you so you can decide for yourself. So I'd like to share my story and personal experiences with abductions by the Greys. It actually starts with my son, who used to wake up in the middle of the night screaming and crying about aliens taking him to their spaceship and giving him a shot. He was only 3 years old. I figured he saw something on TV about aliens and just had a bad dream. I reassured him it was just a bad dream and let him sleep in my bed. But then it kept happening, every single night. I was getting tired, confused and exhausted by him constantly waking up, freaking out about aliens. I started to ask questions like, "What do you mean by a shot? Do you mean like a shot you get at the doctor's office?" He said yes. I asked him what they looked like and he said that had big black eyes. I asked him how they got into the house and he said through the window. Our windows are locked, and I asked him if they opened the windows and he said no, they came through the windows. Keep in mind that my son was pretty articulate for his age too. He was always complimented on his vocabulary and clear speech. I started reading up on alien abductions and was surprised to find that these things are also often reported. I confided in my sister about what was going on. She then told me about a scary experience she too had when she was 4 years old, and I was around 3 as well. She saw a strange-looking being with big black eyes peering into our window one night. We slept in the same room. She became so frightened, she hid under the covers and doesn't remember anything after that. I also remember when we were a little older, she kept waking up with these small scooped-out holes around her ankles that formed a triangle pattern. I thought it was weird too. She never told me that story because she didn't think I'd believe her. She said it must have been very tall because the window was a bit high up, so it was probably around 7 feet tall. I don't have many memories of abductions. Just strange dreams about the Greys I've had since I was 12, which started after I watched the movies Communion, and freaked out, and ran out of the room during the scene with the little Grey peeping around the door. I've always had a fear of the Greys. I was really upset that my son was being taken, and there was nothing I could do about it. He seemed really scared, and that really ticked me off. But over time, he eventually calmed down and started talking more about his experiences and came to actually like being taken. He talks a lot about who he calls Grampa Alien. Grampa Alien is old, very tall, very thin, and has large black eyes, grey skin, but some hairs on his head. I believe he is an early version of the human-grey hybrids. My son also talks about the kids he plays with, where some of them look human, except for having large black eyes or only 4 fingers, etc., and some look totally human. He is now about to turn 21. The Greys have been taking him all of his life, but we haven't seen them in a couple of years. My theory is that they were staying away due to COVID, trying to protect their hybrids. They have actually been letting me remember some of my abductions too lately, and I think it's because I eventually came around and stopped hating them and being afraid of them. Like one night I was very stressed out over something that happened at work, and I woke up and there was a little 3-foot-tall Grey next to me. I freaked out and attacked him. As I had him pinned on the floor, he telepathically communicated in a bit of an almost robotic way, "You're crushing me." I then came to my senses, apologized and started laughing. He had a glass container that had some green stuff in it, and he told me to drink it. I did, and I woke up feeling so much better and my stress was totally gone. I guess they were worried about me. Another time I was stressed before and my heart stopped in my sleep and I had a near-death experience, so I'm wondering if that were trying to prevent that from happening again. Most of my abduction memories are still dreamlike, but when I have a dream of being abducted, my son tells me he was taken by the Greys before I say anything about my dream, and that is how I know we were taken. And that's where this Reddit story ends. It's hard to say for certain what's really happening here, whether it's dreams, imagination, or genuine encounters with something beyond our understanding. But with all the recent news and ongoing debates about visitors to our planet, Stories like this feel more timely than ever. I'll leave it up to you to decide what to make of it. Was this simply a case of vivid dreams passed down through a family, or is it evidence of something much bigger? Either way, it's a fascinating glimpse into one person's experience, and maybe it will spark new questions in your own mind about what might really be out there. If you found this video interesting, please take a moment to like and subscribe. It really helps my channel grow and allows me to share more stories like this with you.